Saturdays, 2 o'clock means it's time for Hollywood Best to, of course, bring you Game On. Hello, Mzansi. The international world will switch now its focus from the international scene to, of course, the club scene. And we here at Game On are no different as we focus on what will be happening locally with the Collie Knockout final just around the corner, including the return of the PSL just days after that. But for now, we'll talk about all that's happening out in England. And I do have my two guests. I am Caesar Mapena, of course, joined by Jairus Kosana as well as Shane McGregor. Shane, let's discuss the good times that are happening out in England. Plenty of surprises so far in the way the season has gotten underway. But let's talk about the games that will be coming up today. Some big ones, of course, to speak about. And I think arguably, for maybe a purist's point of view, or from a purist's point of view, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest is one that may be of some serious excitement when you consider both of them on the same number of points, which we wouldn't have expected at this time of the year.
Yeah, both on the same points, and good to be here, by the way. But the difference is Forest are going well and Arsenal are struggling. I mean, how many games has it been that Arsenal haven't won a game?
Let's put it this way. Arsenal last won a game 5 games back. They've gone 4 without a win. When you look at Forest, yes, they lost their last game, but they've won 3 and also drawn 1 before that.
And gained very well.
Yeah.
And you know, to make it even better, is Edu's gone from Arsenal to Nottingham Forest as technical director. So just to throw that in. Big game, this one. You know, there's so much to play for. Arsenal, the break came at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, even though they lost players to all the different countries, but for them, the break came at the right time to try and get themselves sorted out. Forest came at the wrong time again because they were going well. I think a draw's written all over this one. I think there's going to be too much to lose, and I think both teams will settle for a draw come second half.
Whilst the return of Odegaard is seen as a huge positive for Arsenal, we spoke about it before the international break. They have had some serious problems, however, more so going forward.
That's the problem at the moment. They don't have an out-and-out goal scorer, and that's the problem. You know, once the goals start drying up from all the midfielders and wide players, what do you do then? So for me, that's their biggest problem. That's the way they play, though. So what can we do? I mean, that's all part and parcel of their makeup.
Well, another interesting fixture to, in fact, look forward to. It's a toss-up in which is your favourite game of the weekend. Manchester City at home to Spurs at the Etihad Stadium. City have lost their last 2 locally. They've lost famously 4 in a row now. Did that break come at the right time? And would it have been enough to help turn around the situation for Pep Guardiola?
I think the break came at the right time for both managers, to be really honest with you, because I think the Spurs boy was going to be fired anyway. Man City, because of the way how they've been going. You look at this game, I just feel that Man City have got much more staying power, and I think they'll get the job done against Spurs. If you look at their record at home, it's fairly good. So I think Man City will get the job done against Spurs, and I think he'll be looking over his shoulder. I would have got rid of him in the break, a new coach in. But anyway, that's all in all. I think City will win.
Well, City fans will be slightly concerned, including those of Arsenal and the likes thereof that are in the chasing pack behind Liverpool, Liverpool now 5 points ahead of City. Yes, there's still the famous December period to look into. Is that gap a concern at this point, or are we going to look into December first before we start to worry?
No, the gap's not a problem now. It's the end of December that if the gap is there like that, then it's a problem. But for now, it's not. You know, you got all these games going through. Man City, Arsenal gone through their bad patch. Liverpool will have a bad patch sooner or later. Once again, the opposite happened, Joe. They didn't want the break to come. They're going to a tricky place, Southampton. They always seem to struggle against Southampton, one of their bogey teams. I do think that Liverpool will have too much and will get the job done there.
At this point, I mean, when you look at Liverpool, they haven't lost in their last 5. They're firing on all cylinders. Defensively, things are looking solid as well. Best defence in England by a stretch of the imagination. Are they the best team in England so far this season? Is it safe to say that? Are England looking the best team in England? I mean, are Liverpool looking?
They're top of the log, so they must be there. You know, there's been times where they haven't been the best team, where they've struggled through and they got the job done. So you call that the best team? Yes, you know. They seem to know how to get the job done of late, which is a good thing. And that's the main thing. Even if you're playing badly and you win, that's a good thing.
How important is it for Slot to keep the focus where it is. Salah's already mentioned, without a doubt, that he's on his way out. It's his last season at the club, which may hurt a lot of the Liverpool fans. But now, how important is it to be able to keep the focus on the job at hand and keep them going at this momentum?
Well, I think for the players, they want to go out on a high note. So no matter what happens, they'll be giving their best because they want to finish the season off in their best. They want to finish a career off for Liverpool if they're going to be leaving on the high. So for motivation is not the big thing there. It's just a matter of keeping the heads down and keeping working. That's the main thing.
Well, I think many Liverpool fans will look at Southampton and think one win this season, the odds very much in Liverpool's favour. Another side that needs the odds to be very much in their favour is Manchester United against Ipswich, who've also won just one game so far this season. United have gone through the coaching change during the transfer window. Ruud van Nistelrooy told his services won't be needed going forward. There's a talk of a new change in system, a 3-4-3 system going forward. Your thoughts on United? New coach, same tools. Will it still be the same problems as we've seen in recent years with United?
Well, with United, it's going to take a while for him to get it right. He's trying to change the whole system, the way they play. He's trying to get an identity. He's going to have to do that over a time period. But for me, this game came at the right time for them because now they're going to be wanting to show their best with a new coach. So no matter who plays, they're going to be giving 120% effort. So I feel sorry for Ipswich. Whether he gets it right straight away, I'm not too sure. It's going to take time. And, you Man United fans are very fickle about the way things go. They want to get results straight away.
Yeah.
You've got to give him time. I will give him the season and then start looking for next season to build.
Okay. Now, have to quickly look at the log table here and ask you, with Liverpool famously 5 points ahead of City, as we've discussed so far this season, I want to talk about the chasing pack behind that. On 19 points, you've got Chelsea, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and Brighton.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a surprise. And Brighton, of course, will be in action as well over the weekend. Your thoughts on them against Bournemouth, but them being alongside the likes of Nottingham Forest in the chasing pack here. Is that a surprise for you?
It is a bit of a surprise. Brighton, it's not a major surprise for me because they've always been doing well and they got the right manager, they got the right players, and they've done well. Forest has been a bit of a surprise, but they also got a brilliant coach.
Sure.
For me, though, after this weekend, Brighton come up against a Bournemouth team who at home have got the upper hand over them. So I think there's going to be an upset this weekend where Bournemouth are going to take out Brighton. And I know I've been very waxing about the way they've been playing, but I'm going to go with Bournemouth this weekend just because of their home form against Brighton.
Also have to look at the bottom of the table here. There's, 4 clubs on single digits as far as points so far. Ipswich against Manchester United. Crystal Palace, huge surprise for me, at 7 points. Wolves, you predicted that they'd struggle this season, and they are. And Southampton right at the bottom on 4 points. For those 4 sides, how dire is the situation to be approaching December and still be on single digits?
Very, very, very worrying.
All of them with one win, by the way.
All worrying about it because you know what, it comes December, the games come quick and fast. Don't have a big squad, you're going to be in trouble. So I think Wolves will get away with it this season again. But, all those teams have got to be looking over their shoulders and saying, we need to bring players in.
Interesting at the bottom with those clubs, all of them I've just mentioned on one win so far this season. Interesting at the top, of course, with clubs trying to ensure that Liverpool don't pull away in as far as what's going on in England. And time to take a short break and say thank you very much to Shane McGregor on the other side of this. Time to discuss the big final happening, of course. That, of course, is the Carling Knockout final. Magesi dreaming big up against Mamelodi Sundowns.